Hello guys, for this installment what I'm going to do is I'm going to answer the third question again that I uploaded on my YouTube page, which unfortunately I do not know what happened, but as you go past the minute mark, for some reason there's no audio. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another one and basically regurgitate what I've said on the third video. And basically, for those that haven't watched this, the third question was, someone asked me best tips in gaining weight, basically. So to put on a bit of weight, what are the best tips to achieve that? So what I've said, I've gone for 5 tips, and this is for both not only guys but also women. So the 5 tips is to eat a lot of clean foods. I'm going to briefly explain why, because you don't want to have a lot of junk foods in there. For junk foods actually sometimes can give you more fat rather than more muscle, and also just to nourish the body. If we're talking about long term, especially long term results, then you want to keep it all nice and clean. If you cannot miss out on the pastas or the spaghetti, so anything that's processed, so the cakes, biscuits, if you really love and have that sweet tooth and kind of indulge yourself in those type of foods, then at least what you can go for, which is on the safe side, is gluten free. Just to quickly explain what gluten is. Gluten is a wheat germ which actually stops your body from taking in protein. So if you have, let's say, a bowl of pasta, a normal white pasta that contains gluten in it, for whatever you eat along with that meal, it will be much harder for the body to digest that down because of the gluten that's now in the body and also in the system. So you kind of want to watch out for gluten. Also, for those that are very gluten sensitive, especially for those that have stuff like, forgive me if I pronounce it wrong, celiac cancer. Basically what that is, celiac disease, sorry, not cancer, celiac disease. What that is actually just a problem within the digestive system, especially around the intestines, and with gluten that can have a major effect, sometimes could even cause death. So you want to really be careful with having gluten in your diet. So in terms of the whole processed stuff, make sure you at least limit. If you can take that out of your diet, even better. Second point was to eat your vegetables. Make sure you always have your vegetables. That's one thing that our parents were right about when we were young kids, and we're always trying to move that plate away. Once we saw a bit of peas, once we saw some broccoli, that was the first thing we made sure we never ate. But with those, they carry a lot of vitamins and minerals to not only nourish the body but also enhance the body. You'd want to make sure you have those in your diet if you can. They are best eaten raw. If you choose to cook them, then try not to overcook them. You don't want them to be too soft, unless you using them for soup or even a mash or anything like that. Then go ahead. But if you really kind of used to eating your vegetables wrong, then please try revert back and eat them as raw as possible. You can lightly steam them, you can lightly boil them, as long as they have some sort of crunch. You do not want the water that you're using to steam or boil them to be the same color as the vegetables that you're using to steam or boil them. The third point was to drink milk, and when I say milk, is not no milk that is commercialized, anything from the supermarket, none of that stuff. Make sure it is organic or raw or fresh. And when I mean raw in a sense of that is just directly fresh from the cow itself, rather than take it from the cow, then it's into the factory, and then they change it in the factory, then they move it in to the supermarket, then the supermarket store it, and then it goes up to the shelves. You don't want that. You want to make sure that the milk is as fresh as possible. How you can get that is many places. You've got different types of supermarkets, not supermarkets, sorry, just normal markets, also farm markets that are out there that do provide you with fresh raw milk. And if you don't like the taste of milk, especially for those that are lactose intolerant, then you can go for almond milk. Coconut milk is another great alternative as well. So there's other types of milk out there that you can use and have. One milk that I would like you to stay away from is soya. Just to quickly touch upon this, because I do have 3 more points to explain as well. With soya, it's all about the toxins that are coming out from the fermented soya beans. So to make the milk, they actually have to, like as I said, ferment the beans. So with that, that's actually releasing a lot of toxins coming out within the milk. So you want to stay away from soya milk. In regards to the third point, I actually said the third point. The first point was to eat clean foods, then you have your veggies, then you have your milk. The fourth point is to snack. And when I mean snack on correct foods. So fruits, make sure you have a lot of fruits in your diet as well. Everyone knows the benefits of fruit, even if it's just to them being healthy. Also with a lot of the vitamins that most of these fruits do carry, so rather than you kind of supplementing with tablets or anything like that to replace any like iron deficiencies or magnesium, calcium, anything like that, most of these vitamin C, vitamin D, a lot of these vitamins are actually very high in a lot of the fruits that you eat. So make sure you have a lot of fruits in your diet. And the last one, for me personally anyway, is to eat a lot of nuts. One thing that I heard even when I mentioned it to someone was that they said, oh, nuts, ain't that quite, you know, fattening, high in calories, so on and so forth. I said, you know, at the end of the day, they did the study. And what I'll do is I'll try to put the link below, because I'm doing this off my phone, so I don't think I'll be able to kind of get everything underneath. But what I'll make sure I'll do is I'll put this on my blog, and then you guys can go in there and you can see everything else that has been attached along with this video. So basically, to go back on it, with nuts, I've been eating nuts probably, I would say, almost about a bag a day for almost about a year now. And as you can see, my face, everything looks fine. My arm, look, if I was to look, even stretch there, it's not fat. Body's not fat, as you can see. So, and the excuse is not all because I'm a personal trainer and I'm fit and so on and so forth. I work out, anything like that. With nuts, they actually carry a lot of essential fats that the body cannot make itself. So you got to make sure that by getting that in your system, eating the right nuts will definitely help that. And when I say nuts, I don't mean peanuts. Well, you can have peanuts, but make sure you don't have too much of them, because they're almost at the high end of the bad peanut, if that makes sense. You can have almonds, which is the best one, walnuts, pecans, cashews. You also have pistachios, Brazil nuts. There's so many type of nuts that you can have, and try to have them as fresh and as raw as possible. When I mean raw, I just mean that are not salted, they are not roasted, they are not honey roasted, or they haven't got anything to do with them. They're just fresh, normal nuts. If you can get them organic, even better. If not, still try to stay away from the ones that you might get in the supermarkets or even just the corner shops. You wouldn't want any of that stuff. You really want to try to get the best quality nuts as possible. And those are my 5 tips. So just to recap on them, they are eating clean foods, clean as possible. So make sure that even the organic, yes, I said organic and I mentioned that quite a lot of times, make sure you reap the benefits of eating organic food. You also have veggies. Make sure you add veggies in your diet. Drink milk, so it's just a bit more fattening, that will give you extra calories. And make sure with the milk it is clean and fresh, raw as possible. Add fruits in your diet as well. If you can get at least 2 to 3 servings a day, then that will do you. The whole 5 a day stuff doesn't necessarily need to happen, because you will kind of be getting that within your veggies anyway. So with your fruits, again, just stick to about 2 to 3 fruits a day if you can, and it could be any fruit of your choice. And then the last one but not least is to make sure you snack on your nuts as well. So even if you just have a portion, let's say a handful every day, and again, it can still vary. You can be creative with it. You can have different types of nuts every day. It doesn't necessarily have to be one type of nut for the rest of your life. You can also just change it up, and you'll be getting much more variety within your diet, within your eating, and also within the body. So those are my 5 tips, and I've just come over to the 10th minute mark, and I don't want to stay here for too long because I've got more videos to show you guys, more knowledge, so that you guys can make sure that you get to where you need to be. And I'll leave it as that. So hopefully with this video will work. And again, like I said, everything will be put on my blog, and I'll definitely add extra stuff and other sources that you guys can look at for yourselves as well. Alright, so thank you very much for tuning in. There'll be much more videos coming soon. Alright, take care. Thank you.